everyone. Dr. Brian Scott with you once again. We're continuing our Insight to the End Times study, and today we're going to look at a couple things from the past as well as some current events that are occurring right now. Praise the Lord. You remember in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1, we did an extensive study on these verses. This verse 1 says, "In the last days, perilous times will come." 2022. That's where we're living, and these are perilous days we're living in, which means we're getting closer and closer to the end. Now, the word last days comes from a Greek word, eschatos. Eschatology is what we get out of that. It means the very last or the ultimate end of a thing. Since it was referring to the last days, we can conclude that it means the last of the last days, the ultimate end of these days that we have known as living on the earth. The word perilous times comes from another Greek word, which is chalipos, and it means extreme danger, extreme risk, extreme hurt. In New Testament days, the literature described this word this way: wild, fierce animals that are unpredictable, they are uncontrollable, and they are extremely dangerous. Now, why do I share that with you? Well, this past week in Western Canada, we have seen and heard of a massacre that has occurred where 10 people have been stabbed to death and 18 people have been seriously injured and required hospitalization. These were vicious, cold-blooded attacks perpetrated by two brothers working together. They could be easily described as unpredictable, uncontrollable, and given to extreme danger. In fact, the one individual who seems to have orchestrated this was a parolee who had been suffering and has been suffering from substance abuse since he was 12 years of age. And he has had over 50 previous criminal convictions. These victims were innocent people, randomly selected. They were killed and wounded, even as they protected other loved ones. No reason for the attacks that has been disclosed to date, other than the individuals were out of control, extremely dangerous, bent on aggression and destruction. How do you explain this? Well, it's perilous times. And it's just one example of the peril that exists in our society today in North America. In fact, we're hearing about situations similar to this with people, multiple people, being shot, killed, or whatever in our North American continent. And that's even worse around the world. So we see the last days are described as last days because there's perilous times. And this is perilous. This is extreme. This is over the top. Why would this occur? Because we're in the last days and perilous times are upon us. We're going to hear more and more about what's happened here in the days to come, and we'll hear more and more examples of things that are occurring similar to this. But really, these are perilous days, and this is just one example of peril hitting innocent people and bringing about their death for no reason whatsoever. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I'll be back tomorrow with more information and more detail, so I hope to see you then. Thanks for joining us today. Bye for now.